The moment I go to any bar association or any bar function, the first question they ask is, learned members of the bar, sir, how do you feel being a judge and after being an advocate for 20 years? And how do you feel when you come to the bar association? I tell them, I give you a small example. A young girl who gets married and goes to her husband's house, after 2 or 3 months, if she comes back to her parental home, what the amount of feeling of that oneness, that feeling I get. Number one. Number two, how I became a lawyer. Friends, I am not flattering myself, I am not blowing my trumpet, I am telling you the honest, candid confession in this august gathering in the presence of our, I consider him as my, not only my senior, as my good God-given friend, Justice Gawai Saab. One day I refused to go to school. I think I was somewhere in 4th standard. My mother told my father that he is refusing to go to school. My father came with a scale. Will you go or not? I said, no, I will not go. He said, why? My socks is not ironed. This is the reason I gave. Why I tell you? Then he said, all right, I will iron your socks, and he gave it. He said, no, I am not going because today driver is not there, I am not going, car is not there. He said, nothing doing, you go by walking. Hardly it was about 200 meters or 300 meters. Why I am telling you is, after having brought up in such an environment, I was born in Bangalore, brought up in Bangalore, studied in convent, good educational institutions. Everything was, God was very kind to me. And my father was hell-bent upon that I should become a lawyer. I said, I will become anything but not a lawyer. So every day, the fight used to start in the morning breakfast table and end at the dining table in the night. So every day my mother used to complain, why father and son should fight? Both of you don't sit together. This was her grievance. But invariably we used to have dinner and breakfast together. So one day I told my father, I will not become, from tomorrow onwards, if you force me, I will not come and have dinner with you. He said, all right. I told him, all right, give me one good reason why I should become a lawyer. He said, wait. He was halfway through. He went, washed his hands, brought his old diary, which was a rubber band. And he opened it and he said, look here. The entire freedom movement of this country was done by the lawyer fraternity. Look here, the first parliament had nearly about 70 members of the parliament members were lawyers. Karnataka first assembly, the assembly members were 60%, more than 60% of them lawyers. If anything good can be done to the society, to the country, it is only the lawyers can do it, and I want you to become a lawyer. And this is how I became a lawyer. And he was my father, he was very clever. So I had told him, he said, you become lawyer for one day, then you don't practice. So first day when he put up the board, Aravind Kumar, advocate, my father and mother both came. My mother put kumkum to that board, and we stood in front of the camera. My photographer flicked it, and he said, from tomorrow do whatever you want. But he was my father, he was very clever. So he said, all right, do one thing, just go to the profession, practice for 1 week or 1 month or 2 months. If you don't find interesting, do whatever you want. Then whom should we choose? So none of my father's side, my mother's side, no judges, no lawyers, none. So ultimately my father said, he had a good friend, family friend. His name was Justice Rama Jois. He said, come, he is the only person with the judiciary whom I know. I will take you to him. At that time he was a high court judge. So he took me to his house and he introduced and he said, look here, I want you to become, I made him a lawyer, so I want him to join a good office. Why don't you suggest? He said his nephew is there, Justice Mr. Subramania Jois. But he said he is practicing on the High Court, so don't practice on the High Court. First and foremost for a lawyer is Section 26, Order 7, Rule 1 or 317 of CRPC. Go to the trial court. Work for 5 years, then you will become a good lawyer. Then they took me to my senior, Mr. S. Swami, who is no more. I should remember him with reverence. Whatever I am today, it is because of him. The most interesting point will come now. When I asked, sir, when should I come? He said, another 1 week the court will reopen. It will be on 25th May 1987. So he said, you join from that day. Then I asked my father how much he is going to pay me. Then my father just smiled and said, keep quiet, don't talk. So then he asked my seniors, what is that? He is asking some doubt. No, just forget. No, you are telling about emoluments. I know, sir, you will take care. Immediately my senior said, no, now that you have come to learn from me, you should pay me. Of course, it was on a lighter point. And this is how I entered the profession. And after entering the profession, no question of turning back. And he said, look here, Arvind, first and foremost, first day he took me to the association. There is a cooperative society. It is still there. He bought me one dairy. He bought me one book. He bought me one gown and one band. He said, today is your first day in the profession. This is my gift. Keep it up. May God bless you. And God has been very kind to me. And this is how my journey started. Later on, I will add little more after my co-panelists speak. Thank you.